And then P. Diddy rejected a plea deal just days before the trial. And I'm here to tell you this. It doesn't matter if you go to prison for a year or 10. You're going to be getting diddled. The Bible says you reap what you sow.
Jumped over to the BBC News. Diddy rejects plea deal in S traffic trial. Sean Diddy Combs has formally rejected the U.S. government's offer to plead guilty and spare himself the possibility of a prolonged prison sentence. The musician appeared in court on Thursday wearing glasses and a beige prison uniform ahead of the start of his S traffic trial next week. He appeared to be in a good mood and waved to the gallery as he arrived. Oh, no worries, no worries. Yeah, we handling this. God damn, I didn't know he was fine with the situation. Asked by Judge Arun Subramanian if he rejected prosecutors' plea deal, Combs replied, "Yes, I do, Your Honor. Thank you." The 55-year-old is facing charges of S traffic and P that allege he coerced women into prolonged S or he called freak-offs. He has denied all the charges against him. They was wrong for the picture. They was wrong for that picture. If he is found guilty, Combs could spend the rest of his life in prison. At a recent hearing, his lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, I don't know. Mark offered a preview of the star's defense, saying that the rapper led the lifestyle of a swinger. Mr. Mark argued that while some people may find that behavior inappropriate, it is not criminal. But when he was in the hotel lobby with the towel on, what part of the swinger lifestyle? Because I wouldn't be nowhere near the swinger lifestyle if that's what it entailed. Jury selection in the long-awaited trial begins on Monday, coincidentally the same day as the Met Gala, the glittering charity event where Combs was once a mainstay. That's the event that you pick at there. Don't nobody give up no goddamn Met. The process got underway earlier this week as potential jurors were given questionnaires to discover what they already know about the case, part of an effort towards finding 12 people and 6 alternates who can be impartial despite intense media coverage of the case so far. Man, I'm telling you, I wouldn't be on that jury. I don't know none of the details, but I wouldn't want to know none of that stuff. All the pictures and evidence that they're going to have to see, no way in hell I want to know about all that stuff. Prosecutors and defense aim to screen up to 150 people before opening statements are given on 12 May. The trial is expected to last at least 8 weeks, with Combs' former partner Cassandra Venture among those expected to give evidence. Yep. Venture, an R&B singer professionally known as Cassie, sued Combs in November 2023, accusing him of R and serial physical abuse during their decade-long professional and romantic relationship, which he denied. I just don't understand the video. She settled the case just one day after suing, but CNN later broadcast surveillance footage showing Combs hitting, kicking, and dragging Ventura in the lobby of a California hotel. Combs' lawyer has tried to get the footage dismissed from the trial, arguing that it had been sped up and the events deep breath, because I didn't do no warning, trigger warning if you are easily triggerable like me. This is not the place for you. I am able to woosah away or walk away, okay? I can handle it. I've been triggered all my life. I know how to deal with the triggering shit. You swallow it. You eat it. And if you can't eat it, oh boy, watch out. Watch out. But I know how to deal with it, okay? Especially online shit, stuff like this. I don't need the warning, trigger warning, but there are people who need those warnings. So be on, leave. It's just dumb, and it makes me angry It makes me not want to walk away. Come here, boo. I can't fight, but come here, boo. Combs' lawyer had tried to get rid of the footage, get the footage dismissed from the trial, arguing that it had been sped up. So he did it slower. Okay, makes sense. And the events were shown out of sequence. So the jab was thrown, but the uppercut wasn't until after the jab, but they showed the uppercut. I know I say it wrong, but listen. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. This is the dumbest thing. And people have actually gotten off because they have high paid lawyers like he does, who says dumb things like these, but they have merit. They have some kind of poison power in the courts. I don't know. I'm so glad he turned down this plea deal, because I tell you, if it's any way in hell he get off, you definitely get to see money wins. Money wins. Boom. Money wins. Although they did not deny their clients behavior. However, Judge Subramanian ruled last week that the footage could be admitted. Yes, why wouldn't it be? Court clothing ruling. Since his arrest in September, Combs has been jailed in Brooklyn, far from the mansions in Miami and Los Angeles where he had been living, but about an hour from the Harlem neighborhood where he was born. In his pretrial hearings, he has looked older and thinner than his previous Playboy persona, but he was not cute. He was not cute. Did people really think he was cute, or did they just like him because his money made him look sweet like honey? Your money make you look sweet like honey, baby. His hair and beard have gone gray. Oh, is it because of the wearing, or were you actually washing away the gray? Was you getting your hair dyed? Seriously? Since his, oh my God, I didn't read the rest of it. Just keep reading. Oh my goodness, I did not know. We was both in the supply store trying to get the hair dye. We was both in there. I was getting my blonde though. I didn't know you was trying to get your just for me, your just for men. Just for men. Is it just for men? I don't know. That wash away. You know which one I'm talking about. His hair, since hair dye is not allowed in the notoriously rundown detention center where he is being held in a special protection unit. For his trial, however, the hip-hop mogul has been given special permission to wear non-prison clothing with casual business attire, replacing his tan prison jumpsuit. What you mean? Everybody get to do that, I thought. That ain't nothing special. Is you gonna wear PDiddy outfits? Is you gonna wear your own branded? Oh my God, that would be amazing if he wore his own clothing. According to a court hearing, Combs will be permitted to have up to 5 button-down shirts, up to 5 pairs of pants, up to 5 sweaters, up to 5 pairs of socks, and up to 2 pairs of shoes without laces to wear to court. Y'all is dirty. Y'all is dirty. Yeah. I didn't realize that they couldn't have laces in their shoes when they went to their trials. I did not realize that. That is easier for women. That is much easier for women. Defendants are often given permission to wear their own clothes during a trial, as prison outfits could subliminally influence a jury's decision. Oh, he gonna be dressed like he is in this picture down here. Is you gonna wear a bow tie with the little thing stuck in your, what is it called? I can't remember what it's called. The little thing stuck in your pocket. Go, boy, look at him. Look at him. This how you gonna be in court. This how you gonna be in court. Oh my Jesus, that was the Playboy persona right there. Was they really thinking that was cute? The glasses you might be able to pass for, but I'ma still say no. I'ma still say no. The way you hold your lips of all things. The way you hold your lips of all things. It's a no for me. It's a no. But okay, let's move on to this man's next story.
And then Jessie Smolett, I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name. Y'all probably don't even know about it. Lucius and Cookie's son Jamal has recently come to a settlement with the city of Chicago after lying his ass off.
So now we are here on Entertainment Weekly. Jessie Smolett settles with the city of Chicago 6 years. I did not know it was that long ago. OMG. 6 years after alleged hate crime hoax. I did not know that. More than 6 years after actor Jessie Smolett said he was the victim of a hate crime in Chicago that he was later accused of staging, the actor has reached a settlement with the city. He did not want to go to jail for nothing. So I know he will pay or do whatever he got to to finally settle this. Oh my Jesus. Both parties have advised the court that they have settled but need more time to finalize documentation. According to a court document filed Monday and obtained by Entertainment Weekly, reps for Smollett said any comment on the matter would be premature. City officials did not respond to EW's request for comment. The city of Chicago filed a lawsuit in 2019 against the Empire star alleging he cost investigators $130,000. Why would it cost that much? I just don't understand. Like, I think because maybe y'all sending out 4 and 5 high-priced ass investigators to investigate one thing, to go out there and look at a video at the Walmart of the people or the Ace Hardware, wherever they brought the shit from. You know what I mean? Like, the person was already sitting at the desk watching the CCTV footage. It ain't nothing for them to pull up the block that it happened on. Why do it cost $130,000 for the United States to do one little regular ass investigation? I just don't get that. I just don't get that.
And then, stay with me now, the Republican Party said that students have been using litter boxes. And this is why they implemented the Furries Act. I think the question on everyone's mind, even though we know the answer, is what color were the students?
We are here on a Fox 4 KDFW. Author of Texas bill to ban furries in schools cannot come up with examples of it happening. Austin, Texas, the author of a bill that would ban non-human behavior in Texas public schools, struggled to come up with examples of it actually happening when pressured during a committee meeting this week. On March 13, Rep. Senator Gerdes announced he had filed the Forbidden Unlawful Representation of Role-Playing in Education Act. In a press release announcing the bill, he said he had heard reports of a furry-related incident at a Smithville ISD school. Oh my goodness, he jumped into action quick, saving them kids after he heard one thing. It's a lot of stuff you should hear about if you act that fast. During a committee meeting for the bill this week, Gerdes said he called the superintendent and that the conversation was extremely concerning. What they're saying, I was informed that this is happening in districts across the state and they do not have tools to prohibit these types of distractions, Gerdes said. However, during a March 31 school board meeting, the district provided a release debunking those claims. At this time, the district has no concerns related to students behaving as anything but typical children. The district said Rep. Gerdes contacted Superintendent Cheryl Burns to ask if there were any litter boxes for students on district campuses. Burns informed Rep. I hope they stop putting his name. Burns informed the Rep. That they were not, but as a courtesy to the rep, Mrs. Burns made the extra effort to walk the campus to confirm that there were no litter boxes. Problem solved. When asked directly about students using litter boxes at school, the rep could not provide an example of a case where it had been confirmed. The representative says that his goal with the bill is to remove distraction from the classroom, because it would be distracting if there was a litter box in the corner. I agree that a child just got up in front of the class, pulled their pants down and used. So please tell me one concerning example. I love to hear. We just want to help them have the tools to get some of the distractions out of the classroom so we can get back to teaching time and stop the distractions, the rep said. The rep James Tallarico. Come on now, I thought I was going to be able to say this one. Called the bill a concerning use of debunked conspiracy theories aimed at defunding public schools in the state. He said the culture war attacks were an effort to discredit public schools and justify defunding them. Texas librarians are not kids. Texas teachers are not indoctrinating kids, and Texas schools are not providing litter boxes, Tallarico said. I think the most disappointing part about all of this is I think you know that. The rep said the bill wasn't about defaming or defunding schools. Lawmakers left the bill pending in committee. Y'all gonna think about it for real? Well, again, Rep, we got a lot of things that's wrong with schools, and if you moving this quick on just theories, we can tell you about some things. We appreciate you.
And then Tesla was allegedly looking for a new CEO, but Invader Zim put those rumors to rest. I don't give a damn who owns the goddamn company. We not buying them ugly ass cars.
So we jumped over to MSN.com. Tesla is searching for a new CEO to replace Doge master Elon Musk. Billionaire denies. Full story in 5 points. On a Wednesday, the Wall Street Journal reported that Tesla's board had initiated a search for a new CEO to succeed Elon Musk. The report, citing people familiar but unnamed with the matter, revealed that board-level tensions, failing profits, brand troubles, Musk's growing political entanglements, for example with Doge, and his prolonged absence from the company has been the key driver behind the decision to begin a formal succession process. Now, this was a bombshell report, and hours later, both Musk and Tesla had denied it as false. So what is going on? We break down the story for you in 5 points. Point 1, the report. The corporate drama, it seems, started with the Wall Street Journal report last night. According to the WSJ, Tesla board members in recent months have reached out to several executive search firms to begin the process of succession planning. The idea, it seems, or so the report hints at, is to explore if there is someone out there who can replace Musk and run Tesla in a way where the company doesn't have to suffer or succeed on the basis of what its CEO is doing. Is there anyone out there who can run the company better than Musk? That's a hard one. That's a really, really hard one. This is apparently because Musk has an oversized personality and his fingers are in many pies. Many pies. I like how they phrased it. I don't know why. His fingers are in many pies. What he does in one place, for example, in his role as an advisor to the U.S. government, often impacts other places such as Tesla, where he is the CEO. The report notes that Tesla board had earlier asked Musk to spend more time at the company, and Musk sort of agreed, apparently telling investors that he would be allocating far more of my time to Tesla starting in May. See, they just ain't giving him enough time. Y'all irrational and not reasonable. It's only May 5th, and it was the weekend. It was the weekend most of those days. So, I mean, point 2, the strong denials. Hours after the report was published, both Musk and Tesla have issued strong denial of the WSJ report. Tesla responded to the WSJ report with a sharp rebuke. In a post on X, Tesla chair Robin Denholm categorically denied the claims, calling the report absolutely false, she said. The CEO of Tesla is Elon Musk, and the board is highly confident in his ability to continue executing on the exciting growth plan ahead. Denholm also claimed the board had communicated this denial to the WSJ prior to the publication, and they ignored y'all. Elon Musk himself appeared angry about the report and lashed out at the WSJ, accusing the publication of an extremely bad breach of ethics for running what he called a deliberately false article. He criticized the publication for allegedly omitting Tesla's denial despite receiving it before publication. Point 3, no smoke without fire. So what is the truth? Probably somewhere in the middle, like it always is. We have to understand that if the WSJ report is based on credible sources, it does make sense somewhat. The hunt for a new CEO could be a possibility given the board reported concerns over Musk's growing focus on his advisory role in President Trump's administration. The report claims that Tesla's first quarter profit had plunged by 71%, and its stock price had fallen sharply from its December 2024 peak of 1.5 trillion to around 900 billion. Oh boy, that's a big difference. If I was a 1%er, I'd be sad to see that go. Oh boy, 1.5 trillion. Oh boy, I had to say it. Oh goodness, you should see me. I'm excited just reading those numbers. God damn, you say down to 9 billion? I'd have called a couple people too. I'd have made some calls. We got to talk about some things. I apologize. Sales of Tesla's electric vehicles also declined for the first time in over a decade in 2024. Such a slide can spook investors whose interests the company board is meant to look after. Point 4, Elon Musk is busy. At the same time, there is another context behind why the Tesla board might be looking for a new CEO. Elon Musk is a busy person. He runs multiple companies, of which Tesla is most valuable, but he also has XAI, Neuralink, and SpaceX. And then he has Doge, the US government body, through which Musk is aiming to downsize the US government spending. He might be superhuman. Who put that quote in? Who put that quote in there? Who thought that was a good, opinionated, actual, factual statement to put in there? He might be superhuman. Musk is a human at the end of the day. And it is possible that the Tesla board just doesn't like how busy he is with everything that is going around, possibly limiting the time he spends on Tesla duties in a serious way. I'd like to see that as well. Point 5, the politics of it all. Finally, there is the political angle. There is no denying that Elon Musk, with his strong opinions and because of his closeness to the US President Donald Trump, is too political. Corporate boards usually prefer CEOs who stick to their primary job and steer clear of strong political opinions. There are reports that Musk's political alignments with Trump has reportedly alienated some of Tesla's buyers, especially in liberal-leaning markets like California and Germany. His closeness to the Trump administration is also apparently hurting the Tesla market in China, a country on which the administration has declared a tariff war. In other words, the politics of all this could be another reason why the Tesla board is hunting for a new CEO, if at all it is hunting for one.
And then we might be going to war with Iran. And god damn it, Wig wants to fight somebody. That bet, get your ass out there and fight them.
All right, so I decided to come over here to Newsweek.com. Iran unveils new missile capable of striking U.S. targets. Video from Iranian state TV on Sunday showed Iran unveiling a new ballistic missile as tensions with the U.S. intensify over Tehran's nuclear program and regional military activities. The footage was aired during an interview with Defense Minister Aziz Nazir Zadeh. I wish I knew how to say people's name. I swear. Who warned if war is initiated by the U.S. or Israel, Iran will strike their interests, bases, and forces wherever they are and whenever necessary. The announcement followed a recent missile strike by Yemen's Houthi rebels on Israel's territory, prompting Israel to vow retaliation against Iranian-backed groups. It also coincided with the suspension of U.S.-Iran nuclear talks. Newsweek has reached out to the State Department as well as the foreign ministries of Iran and Israel for comment. Why it matters. The timing of Iran's missile reveal highlights Tehran's strategy of military signaling in response to growing international pressure, as U.S. President Donald Trump continues to threaten strikes unless a new nuclear deal is reached. Iran is reinforcing its regional posture through advanced missile development. With diplomatic channels faltering, these actions raise the specter of border conflict. What to know? The missile, called Qassem Bassia, is solid, fueled, and most recently tested on April 17, according to the state media. Nasir Zadeh said it includes enhancements in maneuverability and guidance systems, allowing it to evade defenses. Iranian outlets claim it has a range of 1,200 kilometers and can strike targets with pinpoint accuracy without using GPS. Tehran developed its ballistic program in response to Iraqi Scud attacks during the Iran-Iraq War, and as a result of long-standing arms embargoes that have limited access to modern defense technology. Not looking forward to it. Houthi strike on Israel. The missile announcement came shortly after a Houthi launched strike from Yemen launched near Israel's Ben Gurion airport. Although the Houthis claim responsibility, Israel officials accuse Iran of orchestrating the attack through its regional proxies. In a post on X, formerly Twitter, Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowed severe retaliation against both the Houthis and their Iranian backers. Nasir Zadeh rejected the accusations, insisting that Tehran, I don't know if I've been saying that right either, Tehran does not control Houthi decisions. He warned, however, that any military actions against Iran would prompt retaliation strikes on U.S. and Israeli targets. Diplomatic efforts faltered. Planned nuclear talks set for May 3 in Rome were abruptly postponed, reportedly at the request of Oman's foreign minister, who is mediating the dialogue. Trump has renewed warnings of U.S. airstrikes on Iranian nuclear infrastructure if no deal is reached. Iran maintains that its nuclear program is for commercial purposes only. Really? That's interesting. What people are saying, Iranian Defense Minister Azir Nasir Zadeh said if war is initiated by the U.S. or Israel, Iran will strike their interests, bases, and forces wherever they are and whenever necessary. Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu warned Israel will respond to the Houthi attack against our main airport and at a time and place of our choosing to their Iranian terror masters. What happens next? With diplomacy stalled and hardline rhetoric rising on all sides, the risk of direct confrontation has sharply increased. As the U.S. and Israel signal readiness for military action and Iran doubles down on its deterrence posture, the absence of dialogue leaves the potential for a potentially disastrous conflict.
And then Wick is getting sued on trial every day, breaking the law. And guess what? Yep, you guessed it. He's still not in prison. And then Starbucks is hiring after attempting to replace human workers with machines. And let me just say this, Taco Bell, take notes, ho, because I'm so tired of going there and trying to get my Nacho Bell Grande extra meat, extra cheese, add jalapenos, turn my hard shell taco into a Doritos Locos taco with a root beer, and then all of a sudden the machine is struggling to take my order, and I get there.
Here on The Guardian, Starbucks says cutting shop staff in favor of automation has failed. Starbucks is planning to hire more baristas, get them to work more hours at its coffee shops, and roll back its embrace of automation as the company's new leadership battles to turn the chain around. Brian Nicole, who joined Starbucks as chief executive last September, has vowed to fundamentally change the company's strategy in order to win back customers. In a call with investors on Wednesday, he acknowledged that reducing the number of staff members in outlets had backfired. Over the last couple of years, we've actually been removing labor from the stores, I think with the hope that equipment could offset the removal of the labor, Nicole said. What we're finding is that wasn't an accurate assumption with what played out. The company had been trialing increasing staff numbers in a handful of its stores around the time Nicole joined the company in summer 2024, when he was poached from the Chipotle Mexican grill chain amid a surprise management shakeup. He has since expanded that pilot to about 3,000 of its 36,000 coffee shops worldwide. Nicole told investors equipment doesn't solve the customer experience that we need to provide, but rather staffing the stores and deploying with this technology behind it does. The company will also scale back the rollout of its Siren Craft system, technology designed to help employees streamline the drinks making process. Nicole arrived at Starbucks was one of the largest executive deals in U.S. corporate history, putting him in line for a sign-on pay package worth up to $113 million, 4 times larger than that of his predecessor. That's amazing. That's amazing. The fourth boss of Starbucks in less than 3 years, Nicole has already pledged to shake up its overly complex menu and change its pricing strategy. Customers have been turning their backs on Starbucks, where some drinks can cost more than €6, as they rein in their spending. At the same time, the company has faced rising costs. Yes, to pay his salary, to pay that man. You got to raise your costs to get that man his money. Nicole told investors the chain was looking at ways to bake fresh and assemble some items at scale in stores after trials of freshly baked products in the UK. He said that other changes, including handwritten notes on cups, the use of ceramic cups, and the return of great seats, had led to more customers choosing to sit and stay in our cafes, demonstrating that small details and hospitality-driven satisfaction. However, Nicole turned around plans appear to have had limited success on Starbucks' bottom line. His announcements came as the company reported worse than expected results for the first 3 months of the year, with a 1% fall in global sales, the fifth consecutive quarterly decline. Nicole called the results disappointing. disappointing. 1.013. So I'm sorry, 113. $113 million. $113 million. I'm sorry, you said it was disappointing, but added that despite weakness in the US, which is its biggest market, sales rose over the period in China and Canada. Okay. So, China, Canada, step up your money, because he gonna need a little bit more, because us in the US, we just feel it. But he said he still got his $113 million. He could have rose sales his goddamn self by just going into one of the stores and buy everything. Go buy everything. Rich ass motherfucker talking about it's disappointing. It's more than disappointing.
And then under the leadership of newly appointed director of the FBI, Kash Patel, the agents who kneeled in honor of George Floyd in 2020 have been reassigned, in other words, demoted. And then PDiddy.
And finally, we are here on the AP News. FBI reassigned agents photographed kneeling during 2020 racial justice protests, AP sources say. Hey, Patel, did you do that? I think you did. Washington AP. The FBI has reassigned several agents who were photographed kneeling during a racial justice protest in Washington that followed the 2020 death of George Floyd at the hands of a Minneapolis police officer. 2 people familiar with the matter said Wednesday. The reason for the moves were not immediately clear, though they came as the FBI Underdirector Kash Patel has repeatedly sought to reassure supporters of President Donald Trump who are critical of the Bureau that their complaints are being taken seriously. The director and I are working on a number of significant initiatives to ensure that the mistakes of the past are never repeated and that many of your open questions are answered, Bongino wrote in one recent post on X, formerly known as Twitter. He did not specify what mistakes or questions he was referring to. The reassignment, first reported by CNN, were confirmed to the Associated Press by 2 familiar people with the matter who insisted on anonymity to discuss non-public personal moves. An FBI spokesman declined to comment. The photograph at issue showed a group of agents taking a knee during one of the demonstrations following the May 2020 killing of George Floyd, a death that sparked widespread anger after millions of people saw video of his arrest and led to national reckoning over policing and racial injustice. The kneeling angered some in the FBI, but was also understood as a possible de-escalation tactic during a period of widespread protests, and the agents were not punished at the time. Patel pledged at his January confirmation hearing that he would not go backwards in seeking retribution against perceived adversaries to the Trump administration. But even before he was sworn in, there was concern that the Justice Department was poised to do exactly that, including by demanding a list of the thousands of agents who worked on investigations into the January the 6th, 2020 riot at the U.S. Capitol, a request seen by some as a possible precursor to a purge at the Bureau. Well, that's all the news I can handle for a lifetime. But that's definitely going to be it for today. I hope you learned something. I hope you kind of enjoyed. I didn't see no good news. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.